Welcome to Tuesday. It's Curt and Jenna in the Morning Podcast. We are so glad you're here.
Yes, all those things.
All of the things.
What's with your voice?
I don't know. I mooed at cows yesterday.
You got to stop mooing at cows.
I'm not going to ever stop mooing at cows. And I'm never going to stop giving it all I've got when I moo at the cows.
I'm not going to ever stop mooing at cows.
I mean, I might be having like some gunk. I don't know.
That's right. You said you thought you were getting sick.
No.
So keep it on this side of the
I don't have time for that.
Thank you for joining us today. If you feel like it, and we would like you to feel like it, you can like us, you can follow, you can subscribe, all those things. Don't cost nothing.
Nope. Review us. That's good too. Yeah. Even if it's bad, fine. We hope it's good.
Why do you always put that in there?
Well, because I want people to feel free to like, no matter what they think, they can. Okay.
They should.
All right.
All right.
We have fun things coming up. Curt, tell us.
There's a national restaurant chain that is introducing a kid-friendly app, which I think can help with the kids.
Just what we need.
At the restaurant, looking at their phone or whatever the whole time. A new spin on the question, should men pay for dates? And why?
Yeah.
All right.
This is a good one.
What was that?
That one.
Okay.
I'm excited to talk about that because it is that's an age-old question, right? Should men pay for dates?
But
there's a reason why.
You're excited to talk about as well.
Oh, thanks to technology, I almost forgot how to blank.
Your answers for that? I forgot how to blank. I like it.
There are some that I was like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
Yeah, that's me too.
Kids think these things make you officially old. A couple shows ago, we did what we ourselves, what was our old person trait, remember?
Yes.
And so now we're going to see what kids think are old person traits. And finally, surprising early jobs of People Magazine's Sexiest Men Alive.
I was surprised by some of these, and you're like, on some of them, you're like, you didn't know that?
Yeah. Well, no, you didn't know. Okay, I can't share it now.
Yeah, you got to wait.
When we get to the time. That's coming up all today on the program. But we need to start off with, something kind of lousy that happened to a friend of ours.
Oh, well, I came in this morning to your house, and we came up to do our recording, and you said, I was just watching Como 4 News. Mm-hmm. Did you know, Jen, that Kelly Koopmans' husband passed away?
Kelly Koopmans, her husband.
No, what? She's an anchor, a morning anchor. We know her because we worked with her when we were in Como Plaza.
Done some events together. Really great person. And Michael, her husband, passed away last month from cancer, and so she was... It takes a certain amount. I mean, it's a brave thing to do to get up in front of everybody and share those things. My wife is a widow. That sounds strange to say because we're married.
Right.
But, her first husband,
Joe,
passed away when she was 30.
Accident,
she has she got involved with Soaring Spirits, which is a great peer-to-peer group for widows and widowers, particularly if it's a little bit earlier in life. And that's all I would share with Kelly is if she's looking for some resources, that's a good one. But of course, our heart goes out to Kelly, and they've got 3 little kids.
3 littles, like littles.
3 littles, so.
What a tough thing, but how brave of her. Like, I love that she shared her story. I mean, you showed me the story because you're like, do you want to watch it? I'm like, yes, I want to watch it. I'm crying.
You want to cry, yeah. But it's,
It's worth seeing. It's just, the bravery that she shows, and I love that she's using her platform to do that, right? To let people know that you are not alone. Like, if we're human, we're going to experience grief. Right. Period. End of story. And it sucks, like she said. Mm-hmm. It sucks.
There's no two ways about it.
Gotta move through it.
It's part of life, I guess.
Yeah. Sad.
All right.
Okay, tell me more. I was thinking when I read this headline, the kid-friendly app is going to be a kid-friendly thing where they can order themselves. Like, it makes it easier for them to order. Is that not it?
That's not it, but wouldn't that be very dangerous?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not so sure I like this.
All right. The kid-friendly app, this is going to be at your favorite restaurant and with their delicious chicken sandwiches, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Their app's called Chick-fil-A Play.
The app is Chick-fil-A Play, a new app designed to entertain parents and kids with original content. So they're going to be doing like their own little animated series and stuff like that. This was announced just yesterday for Chick-fil-A Play. And here's the quote. Hospitality and fun have always been at the core of the Chick-fil-A family experience, whether inside our restaurants and play areas or through our kids' meals. The Chick-fil-A Play app is a digital extension of that experience and another way we're reimagining play for our guests. So what's going to be on this app? Original animated shows with the animated Chick-fil-A cows. You know those guys.
I do. They say eat more chicken.
That's right.
I mean beef. Eat more beef. Eat more beef. Sorry, my apologies.
It will also be on Chick-fil-A Play, the original scripted podcast, games, jokes, recipes.
Okay.
Kid-friendly crafts and ebooks and interactive stories. So now it's become a thing, obviously. Last time that Dane and I were out at a restaurant, we noticed how many, it was one big family. And I think it was 2 moms and dads, and all the kids totaled like 6.
Okay.
And every one of them had a tablet
device
or something in front of them. And I thought, that seems like It seems like you should be able to say, listen, we're going out to eat. Don't bring those along. But I think that as a parent, do you really have a choice?
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
Would you bring your kids, let them do that at a restaurant or whatever?
I mean, I have, and I don't like it. I really try to have no devices at the table.
Oh, okay. Even
but
at
when you're out, I mean, everybody teases me in my family, Pat's family included, but I get to have my phone because I like to take pictures.
Yes, you do.
So I don't know. I wish the app was more like, well, non-existent, because then you could just eat your food together. But I don't know. I don't know that I love it. It's just one more app, one more distraction, especially from a restaurant when food is made to be enjoyed. Like, let's just take a lesson from the
Europeans?
Yes.
We both talked about that when you were in Italy, when I was in all over the place.
Enjoy your meal, and more importantly, the company that you have around you when you're enjoying your meal.
There you go. Yeah. This one, I just thought we would throw in here. No, it's good.
Oh, I was thinking it was high. Okay, yes. Sorry. What's wrong with me?
Teen smoking, that's all you read.
Yeah.
Has hit an all-time low.
That's great.
Yeah, this is from the CDC. They found the number of middle school and high school kids who use tobacco has dropped 20% in the last year. That includes cigarettes, chewing tobacco, and vaping.
Yes.
Good to hear. Although
20% is significant. Let's just have it keep dropping 20% every year.
Well,
I thought you were gonna go into an all-time high, and I was thinking, in my heart, I'm thinking, based on my high schooler that I have in the house, that's just not a thing anymore. Like, that's not the cool thing to do.
Well, it's
when
tough
we
to
were
say.
Younger, because I feel like they tried to make it the cool thing to do.
Yeah, and our parents even more
not.
so. It's not the cool thing to do.
It is 100% not. It's not good for your health. It's not good for any.
Well, it is a little surprising
your brain.
I mean, if you grew up around smokers and smoking, I could see how people would get into it. But there's so much information saying how bad it is. You'd think that anybody who was born certainly in the 2000s or after would be, I'm not going to smoke. But so that's good that it's down. Although I think when they brought vaping along, it was like, oh, we can do that.
And it'll be better.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Also, that's not the right way to think. But congratulations, kids. Keep it up.
Keep it up and not keep the decline
keep it down.
Up. Keep the decline
going. This is
wow. Okay, we need more sleep.
Well, people will go to some extremes to see their favorite artists in concert, and sometimes even break the law.
This is creative from a 44-year-old man in Florida who got arrested on Friday for?
Well, not just for being a guy in Florida, because that's enough to get you arrested. He posed as a security guard. So he posed as a security guard to get into a Taylor Swift show near Miami.
But here's the deal. He was an Uber driver or a shared ride driver, right? Okay. I don't know what company.
All right.
Drove these women to the show and then decided that he was also going to be their bodyguard or their security person and walked in with a badge around his neck. And then when the real security people saw this and said,
he told the cops that he had been hired by them.
Yes.
He'd been hired by them.
He had been, but not in that capacity, just to be a driver.
Oh, yeah, right. He hadn't been hired as a bodyguard, right. So the cops talked to the women. They said, what?
We hired him to drive us, but that's it. So now he's facing charges for impersonating an officer and interfering with a sporting or entertainment event.
Still creative.
Did
you get points for creativity?
Yeah. Like we always say, you do it with confidence. And
that can get you a little
few
ways.
People will question you, right?
Yeah,
if any.
It didn't work for this guy this time.
Go tell no, and he got to know.
You gotta know. Well, that's a good news story.
This I love.
Because sometimes let's just say you go to do whatever. Let's say here's an example. You go to a restaurant and they say, well, we're out of your favorite food, right? But you can have all these other things. You're like, oh, I really wanted to have the pastrami or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you say, reluctantly, you're like, well, I'll take something else. All right. With this guy, he tried to buy a lottery ticket in Illinois. This is an Illinois resident.
Out of a vending machine.
Right, at his grocery store. And the machine malfunctioned and would not give him the ticket he wanted, okay? It would only let him buy one kind of ticket. So he's like, all right, okay, I'll get that ticket instead. Well, guess what? That ticket that he was forced to buy.
Because the one he really wanted wouldn't come out of the machine.
The one that he was forced to buy won him $9.2 million. And I bet he was grumbling.
Greatest.
I bet he was grumbling the entire way. If that would not have happened.
And that other ticket would have been. I mean, there's two sides to this, how the story could have gone, right? Where that other ticket was the winning ticket and he didn't get it.
That's something when things like that happen.
Way. The universe was in his favor and he won $9.2 million. I'd say that's a life changer.
He owes that machine some gratitude, I guess.
Yes, I think so.
That particular machine. But that's a happy, what do you call that, a happy accident?
Yes.
We'll go with that for that one. All right. Where are we now?
Oh. The date thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always a question. Should the guy pay for a date? I am old-fashioned. I would prefer that the guy pay for the date. I will always pay half, offer to pay half.
Right.
But I think it says something about the guy if he's like, nope, I got it.
You wouldn't offer to pay all?
No.
Okay. Well.
Not on a first date.
It was way back when I was young, there's no other way to explain it. That's just the way the world worked. Okay, the guys paid for the date. That's just how it was, right?
That's how you were raised.
Yeah. Then, after a while, I said, you know what? That's sort of old-fashioned and not even necessary. So then going Dutch became, okay, we can do this. We can go Dutch. So this person is saying, this is a woman in New York, and she's saying she refuses to split the bill. She won't go Dutch on a date because she's already spent way more money prepping for the date. So her investment...
Than he has.
Right. Her investment is, look what I did. I got this dress, whatever. I put this.
I had to get my hair done. I had to spend time on my makeup. I had to go buy some special makeup.
So all that money is probably way more than the cost of the meal, or at least half the cost of the meal. So she's like, I'm not going to pay because look at all the money I already spent. I would say, that's on you. You didn't have to spend that money.
Yeah, I would too, of course.
Okay. What does she list here?
And the guy, are you now deducting? Okay, well, I spent this much getting ready, and you spent this much getting ready, and that's that percentage. So you pay for this percentage of the bill, and I'll pay this.
I had to put on some deodorant.
No.
You got to pay for the deodorant cost.
I do believe that there's so many scenarios in today's world. So
well,
do what feels right. Do you. You do you.
You do you. But it was supposed to be that, just what guys did. It was, chivalry. It's like, okay, I'm going to,
open the door.
But then I'm also, and I will never put my jacket down over a puddle so somebody can walk.
That's a little excessive.
Yes, that's what they always show. It's like, allow me. Here's my expensive jacket.
But you'll offer Dana your jacket if she's chilly.
No, of course.
Depends on if I'm cold or not.
Well, I'm never cold, and she usually is. So
I just think that's an interesting twist on that question that she's saying, and she's going viral for it, of course, because she's refusing to split the bill. She also, she talks about the time involved in getting ready. So time is money, I guess. But like you said, it's on you. That's a personal choice. You don't have to do that, young lady. This I like. I am a marketer, right? Yes. I do marketing and promotions. And you said, I don't know about this, Jen, this chaos packaging. I'm like, well, let me read more because I've never heard about it because it's this new marketing ploy. So say this again. It's called chaos packaging. Yes. All right. So the Wall Street Journal just did a huge article on it, and it's a trending marketing ploy that takes where companies sell products in containers they would not normally come in, like sunblock in a whipping cream can. It's a thing. Okay. And it's selling like gangbusters. You just have to be careful you don't mix it up and put it on your pumpkin pie. So the sunblock in this case is called a Vacation. It has a sunblock called Classic Whip. And it looks like a can of Ready Whip. It does. Because the name is Classic Whip, so they put it in a Ready Whip. And so the sunscreen comes out looking like whipped cream, but it's SPF 30. Nice. Other examples include, this is crazy to me, Flo, a company called Flo, sells feminine hygiene products in ice cream tubs. They come in ice cream tubs. Because it's called Flo? No, I mean, the company's called Flo. It's called Flo because it sells feminine hygiene products. That's fine. I was looking for I thought it was, No, it doesn't have to make any sense. Okay, well, how about the liquor company? That's called Engine. I love this one that sells gin in a motor oil cans. Right, because it's Engine, motor oil cans. I get it. The brand. That's why I was saying I didn't understand the Flow thing, but that's okay. About the Liquid Death. Well, we talked about this. Liquid Death, I actually thought until not too long ago that Liquid Death was an energy drink, like Red Bull and Monster. I thought it was too. It's not? It's not. It's water. Oh. So that's kind of another example of it, right? Liquid Death sells water in tall boy cans.
that used to be used for beer.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's a trend. It's just a thing that people are doing, and it seems to be working. Last year, though, a cleaning product called Puracy started selling soap refills and soda cans, but they had to change it because parents went crazy on that one.
I think the kids might drink it.
Because they think it was soda.
Right.
So you have to be careful about that.
That's true. And when you have situations like with the Tide Pods where they look too delicious, and Procter & Gamble or whoever makes Tide Pods had to change it because kids were eating them.
Yeah. Flo's founder did say that they've heard of people accidentally putting their feminine hygiene products in the freezer because it looks like an ice cream container.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the husband did that.
Well,
they wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I probably would do the same if Macy came home from the grocery store with a bag of groceries and it looked like a tub of ice cream. I would just not even look. I would just put it in the freezer.
And she's like, Mom,
that's what I need for
where's
Aunt
my
Flo
stuff
being here.
Nice. All right. We asked you to chime in on this yesterday, and you delivered as always. Thank you for that. We like to leave you with, sometimes we call it homework, but that sounds scary.
Question of the day.
The question of the day,
Curt
sure.
and Jen question of the day.
And what was that question yesterday? Thanks
to technology, I almost forgot how to blank. And you're supposed to fill in the blank.
Yes. And I said yesterday, because you asked me if I had one, and I was like, here, and I do think this applies. It doesn't apply to me because I don't do it, but I'm concerned that people will eventually, and maybe already do, not know about like checking over your shoulder for blind spots because all the mirrors now in the newer vehicles have that little orange light that pops on that indicates
there's something coming.
There's something coming. Yeah. So if they get into an older vehicle where that's not there, are they just going to change lanes without looking because they're used to it? There should be an orange light there. Okay.
Yeah, so people might forget how to drive when these automated, self-driving vehicles.
Right. We all know about those blind spots. They're no bueno. Anyway, that was one I thought of. What did you have? You had one that I think you said that you thought...
No, I was struggling to find... there's probably several things, but when I was reading through these, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes. Although I have an interesting take on someone's. Pat's is opposite of many of the ones on here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also... I think that this TV behind me doesn't have any actual buttons on it. You have to use the remote control, and if the remote dies, you can't even turn it on. So does that apply here? I'm like, there's got to be a button, an on-off button on here somewhere. I don't think that there is. So
I guess a little bit that applies.
You're going to forget how to or be unable to actually turn on a TV with.
All right, here's what people said, and this is said read a map. That's true. How many? There's no kids that have had to get out the Thomas Guide or fold out a map and try to navigate with it.
My mother-in-law still likes to use, and we're like, just put it in your phone. She's like, no, and she'll take out this map, and it's like 5 years old. It's like, this has changed, But yeah, there are people that still like doing that. Oscar said, thanks to technology, he almost forgot how to spell difficult words.
Well, and Laura said the same thing. She's like, spell basic words.
Oh, basic words.
So hot firefighter boyfriend Pat, when I was asking him about this last night,
right,
he said he was going to say spelling, and he's like, actually, I think that's helped my spelling.
Really?
Because there's words that I haven't known how to spell, and it'll spell it for me, and then I look at it, and I'm like, okay, that's how
now I know how to spell it.
Yeah.
Provided he remembers it, right?
Provided he remembers it, yes.
Gina, and I had to read this a couple times to understand it. Gina said, thanks to technology, I almost forgot how to not know something immediately.
Right, because everything
is right there.
Hey, Google, tell me what this is.
I'm surprised nothing went off in this room. Hey, Google.
Well, because I didn't say the S word.
Oh, the S word. Yeah. Marilyn said, tell time, and there's probably a lot of younger people that don't know of the big hand and the little hand. So she wrote, heads up, Marilyn said, when I had a welcome to Medicare physical with my doctor, I had to write on paper what 11:35 looks like on a clock. You could do that.
Like you mean on a round clock?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think maybe it's one of the tests they put you through to see, I don't know, mental sharpness or something. I'm not sure.
So she said, I knew it, but digital spoiled me. Yeah, okay.
Right.
This is where I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is one for sure. Because I used to know so many of these things, and now I don't.
Jeff Connell, still our friend, our former boss, he wrote, remember a phone number.
Good luck, I can't.
Let me see. I've got my parents' phone number in Florida just because I called it so often. Other than that, I don't know your phone number.
I know yours.
Mine's super easy, but
Well, I still know it.
That's true.
Mine's super easy too.
Oh, that's right. The last 4-digit spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, the phone numbers came up with several other people. Kate and Andrea also said, remember.
Well, I was going to say, I love when we put these questions of the day out and then our people, the people that you guys start interacting with each other. That makes me so happy because Kate and Andrea both commented on Jeff saying, oh my God, that's what I was going to put.
And Corey as well.
Yeah.
Corey was also one. She said, and the funny thing is, and I agree, I still know my phone number from 25 years ago, but don't know my kids' phone numbers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Riley's because it's really easy and it's very close to mine, but I cannot for the life of me remember Macy's phone number.
Sometimes if I look, if you look at the phone pad, I can go, oh, it was 883-6048. That's what it was.
Muscle memory. Kind
of.
Yeah.
If you look at the actual pad. But Jackie said, I almost forgot how to, thanks to technology, find my way anywhere in my car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Corey answered for her husband, Eric, and said, brain reflexibility, like writing with pen and paper. That's a good one.
You didn't even mention cursive. That was one we said. Well, that's not technology. This sort of faded out, cursive writing.
Yeah.
And Laura, we mentioned earlier, Laura said, I can't spell basic words because thank you, technology. Those are still posted. We want to hear what you think.
The driving one is a really big one, actually. That's a good one, Kurt.
Which one?
The one that you said at the beginning, like the whole
blind spot?
Blind spot,
yeah.
Because you don't have to, because technology does it for you.
Many years ago, I dated someone, and she seemed to think that it was the law that if she was going to change lanes, people had to slow down and let you like merge. Because I'd be like, didn't check a mirror, didn't look at the, anything like that. Yeah. And I was like, Greta.
Oh,
really?
Calling people out by name now.
Maybe I made that name up. What's this deal?
Well, I mean, daylight saving time is
not here yet.
Not yet, but it's almost here. Like it's 3 weeks away, I think.
Right. And fortunately, speaking of technology, most of the time you don't even have to go and change your clocks anymore. A lot of them do that on their own, right?
There's a thing that you forget how to do. That exactly. I do every year. I forget how to change my clock in my car.
With all the ones that go on automatically, your car, often your stove or your oven, your microwave, you have to actually push AM, PM. So the deal is, and this is surprising to me, we are not there yet, but people start dreading changing the clocks 11 days beforehand. And 11 days beforehand is tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. So 11 days is tomorrow. So don't start dreading it. Just embrace it because it's going to happen no matter what.
I just think so the report is...
Why do they dread it? Is it because they lose an hour of sleep because we're fall behind?
Well, I don't know
if that right? No, wait. Do we gain an hour of sleep? Yeah, we gain an hour of sleep. Mm-hmm. Because we fall back.
I love it. I don't like the spring one, but
why are we dreading? Nice. Why are we dreading?
There's a new report that says the average person starts worrying about changing the clocks 11 days before it takes effect this year. Daylight savings time ends. I'm sorry, daylight saving time. I said savings.
Don't put an S on it.
Ends on November 3rd. So 40% of people admit they feel a sense of dread.
Why?
The main issue is that it can bring on, they have this in quotes, sunlight blues because it starts becoming dark by the time many people get off work. Now,
forget that. Yes, we're living in darkness.
If you live way far north like we do, you can't get much further north. Well, Alaska.
Alaska has darkness.
Yeah.
All the time. Sometimes,
but it starts becoming. I mean, shoot. When would you say it starts? It's in the thick of winter. When is it? What time does it start getting dark here?
4:00.
I think it's earlier than that.
Well, I mean. Okay.
3:30 or so, but yeah.
Okay.
It
starts getting darker. I mean, it's really, really dark at like 5 or 6.
And we know that changing the clocks throws people's systems out of whack, mostly sleep-related type of stuff. And about a third of people say they need more sleep in the days and weeks after daylight saving time ends, which is why I say we should get the week after daylight saving time at the clock switch off of work.
Good news, Kurt. You do.
That's right. I have all the weeks off.
Good news for you.
So
sunlight blues, yeah, that's something for sure.
Mm-hmm. Sunlight
that is
blues.
Something.
Now, this is the one we talked about earlier, one of the ones, where a little while ago, I think it was not even just a few days ago, we asked, hey, what's your old person trait? Oh, I should mention here, by the way, because I forgot now for 2 days. Do you know what I forgot to talk about? And you said, why didn't we talk about that?
What?
Well, it is now Countdown to Christmas on the Hallmark Channel.
Oh! Is that on here? You watch the Hallmark Channel and that kids think you're old?
It's not on here, but it probably would. I can make all the excuses like my wife puts it on. It's just on in the background.
Kurt watches the Hallmark Channel nonstop.
I think we have fun with the fact that it's basically the same, I don't know, half dozen actors in each one.
And they're all the same storyline.
Oh, yeah. With a slight, so we're like, okay, what's it going to be? Guy goes from big town back to the small town. What's he going to do? Is he going to take over the family business?
Oh, my God.
Or is he going to bump into his ex-girlfriend or whatever?
The bottom line is the countdown to Christmas is on the Hallmark Channel. And Kurt is all about it.
My wife is all about it to the point she reminded me the last 2 days, you got to talk about this. So there you go, Dana. You're welcome. Now, kids think these things mean you're officially old. They ask kids, and every now and again you'll have somebody younger than you, substantially younger. You say, "Oh, that's old. That's an old person thing."
Stop right there.
I know, which is kind of a drag. So here are some of the answers that kids gave, or some of the examples. People said, "Well, I was called old when I did this." So a kid told someone they were old because they were born in the 1900s.
That's true, though, right?
So that means anyone over 24, obviously, since it's 2024, is old.
We're born in the 1900s.
Oh,
That's
my
a whole
God.
different way to look at it.
How
I don't
could you
like
be born
it.
in the 1900s? Everybody's born in the 2000s.
Oh, my gosh.
A teacher got called old because she told her students that she saw the original Shrek in a movie theater. You're old.
Someone got called old by a kid because they knew what a DVD was. And a kid called someone old because they still use CDs in their car.
I'm just too lazy to transfer all my CDs onto, if I get around to it, but it's like, you know what? I want to listen to the first Elvis Costello album. I've got it on CD. I'm going to pop it in. That's just me, though. A woman got called old because she had stamps in her purse.
I am guilty of all these things.
Wait, the stamps in your purse?
Yes.
You are old. I'm sorry. You mail things and you carry stamps around
Yes.
just in case? All right.
You know what? When you need a stamp and I've got my purse with me, I'm going to remind you of this time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll make sure and bring that up when I need a stamp.
Jeez.
Shoot.
A kid called a guy old because he said he used to play outside when he was young.
Outside? A parent left somebody a voicemail and their kid said that only old people leave voicemails.
I was just called out for that.
Leaving a voicemail?
Yeah. My daughter was like, Mom, no one leaves voicemails. Mm-hmm. No one. No one's going to listen to it. I'm like, that is false.
Untrue.
That is false.
Look at you getting a little
People
defensive there.
will listen to my voicemail message because they can't I guess they could just delete it off their phone and not listen to it. I'm still stuck on the one that we just said before this. They play outside. They're old because they played outside. Kids, get outside.
Another parent
good for you.
Has said that they found out they were old when their daughter called them out for still owning an iPod.
Okay.
Yeah, see, you're not arguing with that. Well, here's the thing. Some of these things that were invented, obviously there weren't iPods when we were born, most people. And so, a proportion of people. So to us, well, I'm not going to hold on to this. It still works okay. Not me, because you've been through so many different versions and now you can't even use the same adapter and whatnot, but
we're young at heart. This is what it is. We're young at heart. But I have to say, I'm going to call Kurt out for being old because you have a Hotmail address. That's on this list.
I still have a Hotmail address. And why do I have a Hotmail address?
I don't know why.
It's a massive pain in the ass to have to change to a different email address. I also have 3 Gmail accounts,
People look up at you when you say at hotmail.com. They're like, at Hotmail?
Usually I will say, yeah, I'm the one.
Okay. What are a couple more? A kid called someone old when they said YouTube used to have ads. Okay.
Back in the day. And how about the guy's much younger cousin called him old for using the laughing, crying emoji. And he said that one stung because he thought emojis made him seem cool and young. So it's to the point now where, depending on the emoji, you might be an old person.
What?
That's what this says.
I love using emojis.
I know, you use them all the time.
Damn it.
But I guess the laughing, crying emoji, maybe if you type LOL, that's also considered old because, that's the oldest.
That's not the hip new way to say that you're laughing your butt off right now.
Do you remember what it is, though?
What the new one is?
Yeah.
I forget.
See?
Do you know what it is?
No, because we're okay with LOL. That's almost like saying,
and we had to get okay with it.
That's right. It's
we had to get okay with LOL or
LOL.
What is it? LMFAO.
LMFAO.
LAMFOFAO.
Remember the band LMFAO?
Yeah. My ass off. Okay.
Yeah, there's an F in there too.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. If you have anything that you think as well, by the way, some kid said that I was old because played outside as a kid. You can let us know about that. All right. You liked this one, Jen.
This is just interesting to me. Surprising. Well, here's the thing. People Magazine comes out with their Sexiest Man Alive edition every year
Early
in November.
Yeah.
This year it's coming out November 12th.
Okay.
Voting's already taken place. They know who it is. They're going to reveal it soon.
Right.
They did a whole story about these are some jobs, the first jobs that people had before they became Sexiest Man Alive. Right. Outside of their acting or singing or whatever it might be.
Because as Sexiest Man Alive, more than likely they have a pretty cool job. Yes. Yeah, you're famous. So you go back to former Sexiest Men Alive and the early jobs that they had, like Patrick Dempsey was a juggler, unicyclist, puppeteer, and clown. And I bet all the girls were all about Patrick Dempsey.
I mean, Chris Evans was a board game model. What does that even mean?
His face was on the box of the game Mystery Date?
That's funny.
We got to look that up.
Paul Rudd, ham glazer at the Holiday Ham Company. These are classic.
I was a ham glazer. Chris Hemsworth, you heard of that guy.
This is good. He cleaned and repaired breast pumps at the pharmacy that rented them out. Matthew McConaughey had the coolest job, I think.
He worked at a golf course, raking sand traps and hunting armadillos.
Hunting armadillos.
Must have been Texas. Texas.
That
of
tracks,
course that's where he is.
Right? That tracks.
Yeah, he was hunting armadillos. Idris Elba was a nightclub bouncer and a tire fitter.
Okay.
That's not so bad. John Legend, we were surprised about John Legend. Not only was he a management consultant before he became uber famous.
Yeah.
He graduated magna cum laude from the University of Pennsylvania at age 20.
Of 20.
So he's a super smart guy, too.
Super, super smart. Hugh Jackman was Coco, the children's party clown.
Say that one more time.
Hugh Jackman, Coco. Coco, the children's party clown.
Denzel Washington was a garbage man.
Okay, now this one is the one you said to me. Not Denzel Washington, this next one.
Yeah.
You're like, everybody in the world knew this, Jen.
Good. Before
you
say before you say the answer, people listening, Channing Tatum, before he was famous, do you know what at least one of his jobs was?
I did not know that this was one of his jobs, which means he didn't have to do a whole lot of acting in Magic Mike.
Stripper. Channing Tatum was a stripper.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see why, but
Pierce Brosnan, I can't see why this one was. He was a fire eater.
That is so good. Tom Cruise was a paper boy, a lawnmower, and other odd jobs. Sean Connery. How do you do his accent? Sean Connery.
Well, you know what's stuck in my head right now is the version from Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardy, where he's like, that's not what your brother said, Trebek. I didn't do it very well. He was a coffin polisher.
A milkman and a lifeguard.
But I didn't know there was a job as coffin polisher. Okay.
Someone's got to polish them.
Johnny
Depp was a telemarketer.
Right.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were construction workers.
They were in construction, those two guys.
They were in together. Did they know each other before?
Oh, they've been friends forever, yes.
Yeah, before they were famous?
Yeah, they were buddies in, I think, junior high and high
Where
school.
have I been living?
That
is what I'd like to know.
It's not up to you. You do not have any requirement to know what they did before they were famous.
May I please say what we're going to talk about tomorrow? Do we need a little music for this?
How about this one?
All right. I want you to prove Curt wrong, because Curt's like, we're going to get nothing on this one.
Let me just say, okay. Yeah, now I'm coming out fighting, right?
I'm calling you out.
No.
I'm just asking people to show up for me, because I'm like, I think that we can get some good stuff.
All right. Here's the thing. Before we throw out these questions of the day or whatever, sometimes like, well, my litmus test is I will use it on myself, and I'll say, well, can I come up with anything? And if I have a hard time thinking of something, and I would just say, maybe this is not going to get a lot of responses. Because we come in after the question, we got 5 responses, and you start crying, Jen. It's just a big, sad mess. Okay. So, and I said, maybe this one is not going to track, but you said, I think it will, so go for it.
What's your confession? Give us your confession. It can be anything. Just confess something.
Well,
it could be funny. It could be serious if you want it to. You could just say, I'm going to use my real name is this, but use this fake name on your show. Mm-hmm. But the example is I'm Italian. Not for me.
Right.
It could be I'm Italian and I eat frozen pizza.
So I think these are supposed to be funny. This is not supposed to be...
It can't be funny. Make your serious funny if you want. I don't care.
Well, I mean, if we're not looking for your deepest, darkest confessions.
Well, I would like to hear it, though.
All right. Okay. And then everyone we get, we're going to have to repeat tomorrow, even when they said,
something serious and sad.
Yeah, or creepy.
Just give us your confessions, please.
Use that as an example as what we're looking for.
Like,
I'm Italian and I eat frozen pizza. I haven't even thought about it.
Could a confession... Well, no.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, because it's hard.
All right.
We can do hard things, people.
We can do hard things,
I'm going to put it on Facebook as soon as we end this podcast. All right. So it's there, ready to go. Go to Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast.
Maybe we rephrase it, not just from give us your confessions, like something you're... because I think that's hilarious. I'm Italian, but yet I eat frozen pizza. That's funny.
Lighthearted, funny. Okay. Yes. All right. We'll go down that road. If you have something serious you need to get off your chest, though, feel free. I'm here for it.
All right. I'm here for it, too, then, I guess, because I'll be sitting right here next to you. Nice one. All right.
Okay. Have an awesome Tuesday, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're part of this crazy with us.
Like us and follow us and subscribe and all that stuff if you feel like it, please.
Please do that. Make good choices. Find joy. Spread kindness.